Welcome to Cinema Convos. This is the show where we bring guests with different tastes in film to have a meaningful discussion about the art of cinema. I'm your host, Yash, and I'm here with my co host, Zach. And today we are doing a Q2 roundup of the second quarter of 2025 and some general thoughts about the films that have come out this quarter, as well as other topics that may come up depending on where things go. And I wanted to start things out, Zach, by just naming all of the new releases that I saw, April 1st till end of June, which is Q2. And I'm being mindful to not include any films that came out like March 28th, because there are a few that I caught that first weekend of April, like Death of a Unicorn. That's technically a March release, so I'm not gonna include that in my list.
Just really quick, what are we considering Q2 again? So that's April, May, June?
Yeah, April 1st till June 30th. Anything that came out in that window.
That should.
I'm considering anything that got a wide release or a streaming release during this time in the United States. Obviously, that's where we're based. So, all right. So, starting out, I'm just going to list them. I'm not going to say my thoughts on these films yet. We'll see which films are more worth discussing. Some are good, some are bad, obviously. So, we'll start with Hell of a Summer, a Minecraft movie, Drop, Warfare, The Amateur, Sinners, The Ballad of Wallace Island,
Mm-hmm.
The Accountant 2, Havoc, The Legend of Ochi, Thunderbolts, Clown in a Cornfield, Summer of '69, Fight or Flight, The Surfer, Hurry Up Tomorrow, Final Destination Bloodlines, Fear Street Prom Queen, Friendship, Mission Impossible The Final Reckoning, Lilo and Stitch, Karate Kid Legends, Mountainhead, Fountain of Youth, Bring Her Back, The Phoenician Scheme, Ballerina, Predator Killer of Killers, Dangerous Animals, I Don't Understand You, Materialists, Straw, Nanas, Lost in Starlight, The Life of Chuck, How to Train Your Dragon, F1, Elio, 28 Years Later, K-pop Demon Hunters, and Jurassic World Rebirth, which is not Q2 actually. It's Q3.
Yeah, I would think that'd be Q3. I feel like that's the beginning of Q3.
But that's the last movie I saw on this blog. So I listed a bunch of movies. I've been pretty
Did list a
active.
bunch of movies. I'm pretty sure you saw every movie that you could possibly see. I mean, how many movies do you think that is? I wasn't counting, but I'm gonna take a wild guess. You saw about 35. That's my guess.
Probably. I mean, I only skipped a couple. I skipped Bride Hard with Rebel Wilson. I heard that was not very good. I almost saw it actually.
Yeah, it's
I
the
almost
biggest
saw
movie
it.
of Q2. What are you doing?
I almost double featured it with something better, but I did not end up watching it. Could not get myself to do it.
Okay.
Um, but overall, I thought this quarter was great. I wanted to hear, Zach, what are some of the movies you saw from either the list I mentioned or outside the list I mentioned, if there's anything?
Okay, so you listed a bunch of movies. I want you to guess how many new releases I saw this quarter.
I'm gonna guess it's less than me, but
Yeah.
I know you saw Sinners. It's one.
You don't have to guess the movies just off the top of your head. How many do you think I've seen?
I'm gonna go. I'm looking through. I'm doing a little bit of. Oh, wait, I saw a few of these with you. So let's say five. Let's say five.
Well, a little better than that. I saw 7. I saw
There you go.
Yeah. I don't see, I go to movies. I also have the A list. I don't use it as much as I should, but I definitely, yeah, I don't use it as much as I should, but I've seen a few. I didn't see some of the bigger ones. The ones I just didn't have much interest in. I don't know why. I didn't have much interest in the live action Lilo and Stitch. So I skipped that one.
It was fairly just average. I thought the How to Train Your Dragon movie was a lot better.
Yeah. So it's funny. Other than I've seen about 3 of these with you, Yash, and those are the only ones that I saw that like usually when I go see movies, I seek out ones I know I'm gonna like, usually. And so, like, that's why I haven't seen like the ones I sought out are the ones, okay, I know I'm gonna like these. So I saw Sinners, I saw Friendship, I saw Final Destination Bloodlines. Saw what a film, Hurry Up Tomorrow. Some of the
That was
best acting I've seen in my
that
life.
was wild. That was a wild time. We saw that one together too.
Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, The Phoenician Scheme, and F1.
I thought F1 and Mission Impossible were both among the most entertaining films I saw this year. I think we could mention the Phoenician Scheme real quick. We saw that one together. I feel like the last few Wes Anderson films haven't really been hitting home for me. There's a lot of style over substance, I feel like. I thought the Phoenician Scheme was better than Asteroid City personally. Um, but there was something about it that just didn't like I didn't think about it much after I watched it, you know?
Yeah.
Like it just kind of fizzled away for me.
You know what it feels like? Now it feels like Wes Anderson is making, like, it doesn't feel like he's making Wes Anderson films. It feels like he's making like films that someone who tried to make a Wes Anderson film is making. It's kind of, he's going through the motions of a Wes Anderson film. Those are
Mhm.
his most recent films.
Yeah, I think he's a very talented guy. I mean, the way he creates shots, symmetrical shots, colorful shots, it's all very nice to look at. I thought Michael Cera was great. I thought he was really fun to
Yes.
see him in a movie again.
That was the highlight for me.
And as we mentioned while watching it, it's almost like a callback to fans of Youth and Revolt with his role in that movie. With
Yes.
those two personalities he has.
It's
Um,
severely underrated film, and honestly one of my faves of its era.
Mhm.
Youth in Revolt with Michael Cera.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's been a while, but it came in a DVD set that someone gave me once, so I have seen it, but I need to rewatch it.
But I don't know. Did you want to say what your favorites were, or are you waiting for that?
Sure, we could. I mean, I could do I could tell you. Let's see. My favorites of the quarter
I
are
can rank. Well, I have not that many. I can rank all seven of mine.
sure. You go ahead. You go ahead and do that then, because I was gonna give a top 10 of the year overall, but I also want to highlight the quarter highlights as well.
Okay, well, since I don't have as many films, I'm just gonna go ahead and rank mine. So the one at the bottom, even though it did have some of the best acting I've ever seen, it's got to be Hurry Up Tomorrow. Um, it's just that whole film was a fever dream. And I don't know. I think just between this and The Idol, The Weeknd just kind of needs to accept he's not an actor.
Yeah. He's a very talented singer. He is not a good actor. And I think I told you this when we saw the movie, and I still stand by it. I think I preferred The Idol to Hurry Up Tomorrow. Because
Really?
The Idol was so bad that it was cringy and kind of funny, like and bizarre. Hurry Up Tomorrow was just boring. Like I just didn't really get into it,
I was
you
pretty
know?
bored during Hurry Up Tomorrow. Not
Like
gonna
until the
lie.
scene where like he's going on that rant with Jenna Ortega, like that was kind of funny, but until then I was like this movie's not that entertaining.
Yeah.
They got
Whenever they
Barry
had those,
Keoghan in there somehow. Like it's just a
yeah.
weird project. I don't know.
They had those 3 4 minute stretches of him singing songs at a concert, I'm like, this is going nowhere. You know, I don't know.
I
At
think
least
at
with The
that point
Idol,
just release a concert movie in theaters. I feel like
yeah.
that'd be a better use of my time.
At least with The Idol, you get some so bad it's good qualities. I think The Idol is, it's rare, I think. Not, I think it's kind of rare now that you have films. I wouldn't say it's rare, but very few. It's pretty rare when it comes along that you have a film or TV show that reaches so bad it's good kind of territory. I think The Idol makes that.
I feel like
Tomorrow.
with The Idol, like it's while it's not a good show, I could see what they were going for. I can see what like Sam Levinson had in mind. He was trying to critique the music industry or something along those lines. And Hurry Up Tomorrow, I feel like The Weeknd is just trying to say like, all right, well, this is the inner mechanisms of my mind, and this is what you get to see. But there's no real story. The Idol still had like a story. It wasn't good, but there still was a story.
Yeah. It it felt like an album visualizer that just like with a bunch of extra stuff and celebrity cameos.
Yeah. I mean, he did say in an interview that he thought the movie came to him first, which I still don't I don't buy that, but maybe that's the case. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt, I guess.
I guess. Yes. So Hurry Up Tomorrow was definitely my number
Mhm.
7. Number 6 was the Phoenician Scheme. I didn't really care for that. Not really.
It was fine. Like it wasn't. I could appreciate the craft, but I didn't really enjoy watching it much.
My number 5, even though I did like it more than I thought I would be Final Destination Bloodlines. Um, it's I feel like movies like that are kind of at a cap. For me personally, of what they could be. It did the best of what it could possibly do, and it was entertaining as all hell. I really did like just some of just the shock value of the violence. It was more of like less of the shock value of the gore and the creativity about how the deaths came about.
Yeah, I really like how they played with the formula a bit too. As someone who's watched all of those movies, I think they did something kind of inventive with it. There is this kind of weird, I guess, trend happening with like horror franchises, with the newest movie is getting phenomenal reviews. Like Saw 10 had the same situation, and Final Station 5 has like over 90% positive reviews. I do feel like a part of that is that it's like a nostalgia thing. Because I think quality wise, like Final Destination Bloodlines is one of the best movies in the series, but the series has had some missteps in the past. Like Final Destination 4 is not very good. Um, but I think it gave fans what they want, and I think it's welcoming to newcomers. I don't think you have to watch the others to like it, which is I think cool. Like it's a good movie for fans and newcomers alike, which is what a fifth movie in a franchise should be for that kind of franchise.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so my number 4 was F1. Number 4 was F1. F1, I liked it. I don't know. It was very entertaining, and I didn't know much about F1 as a sport going in, and it got me interested in it. Um, I think it's gonna do big things for F1 in general. I have friends who are really big into F1 and who didn't like it because they said it was inaccurate or whatever. But I think for the moviegoer, it really set out. It accomplished what it set out to do. Even though I do have some issues with kind of the formulaic script and the story, I feel like you could make that story in AI. I'm just being honest,
Mm.
but I
It
think
is
Brad
pretty
Pitt is in
formulaic,
his
yeah.
arc. Brad Pitt is in his. I feel like Brad Pitt is in his element in this film.
I think the movie's so fun. I think it's so cool in IMAX, really immersive. Yeah, it's a bit cheesy in the way that it's very much a dad movie in terms of the storyline. But at the same time, it's it's a 2.5 hour movie that for me flew by. It didn't feel like 2.5 hours.
I agree.
Um, and yeah, I really liked F1.
Yeah, F1 was solid. My number 3 was Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning. Or I'm sorry. Well, I guess
Yeah,
Final.
Final Reckoning.
It's called Final Reckoning, but it is Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Yeah, that's what they originally were gonna call it. They just
Yeah,
changed it.
I did not like it as much as Dead Reckoning Part 1. Dead Reckoning Part 1 was that was last year, right?
No, it was 2023. It was like a couple weeks
Okay.
before
Well,
Oppenheimer.
whatever year it came out, 2023, that was my biggest surprise of the year
Hmm.
as of how much I liked it. That was almost like a near perfect action film for me. Dead Reckoning Part 1.
It
I
is
ate that up.
rad.
I loved it. The Final Reckoning wasn't quite as good, but it really it was very good. It really tied up a lot of loose ends. And side note, I went and watched Mission Impossible, the original, right after, and it was really satisfying.
Yeah, the amount it ties to the first Mission Impossible was actually very surprising. I rewatched the first one after I think Zach, you had told me to watch the first one before because it's gonna reference it a lot. And
Mhm.
I just rewatched it and I'm glad I did. And I've heard some criticisms about the story, but I'm like, the movie's so fun and entertaining and the stunts are incredible. Like I overlook any storytelling flaws because of how entertaining it is.
Uh,
Is it the best Mission Impossible movie? No, but it is a great one. It is still a very good one.
how would you rank it? How would you rank it among Mission Impossibles?
I mean, I still think my favorite Mission Impossible movie is Ghost Protocol, just because
Mm.
that's when I fell in love with the franchise. But I feel like I need to give Fallout a rewatch because my top four are Ghost Protocol, Fallout, and then Dead Reckoning Part One are my top three. And I think Final Reckoning was probably number four because I think MI one and three are kind of on par, and then two is my least favorite, but I still like it.
Mm.
Oh, and then five. I forgot about five. Actually, sorry, it would be Ghost Protocol, Fallout, um, Dead Reckoning Part One, Rogue Nation, and then the Final Reckoning would rank right at number five, right in the middle.
No. I like three a lot. Philip Seymour Hoffman.
Three has the best villain.
Yeah,
I'll give it that award.
he is a psychopath in that film. Like just like terrifyingly so.
Yeah, he set the bar high for Mission Impossible villains, and they never quite reached that high again in that franchise. I think Henry Cavill was close, number six, but Philip Seymour Hoffman definitely takes the cake for best villain in that franchise.
Yeah. So my number two was Friendship, which that is so weird. I could have put it anywhere between number five and at top of the list. I could have gone either way between them because that film made me more uncomfortable than any film I've seen in the past 2 years. Because just, and like, I would rather watch Final Destination because it's such an uncomfortable watch just because of just the sheer cringe of some of the things that Tim Robinson does. And he just, he makes things uncomfortable and he forces the audience to just sit there and watch it.
Yeah,
Um,
it's a
I
funny
never,
movie though, but
yeah,
it's very uncomfortable.
I never thought that someone like Tim Robinson with his sensibilities could be able to fit into like a comedy film like this. I don't know. I mean, this film was tailor made around the character that Tim Robinson has been perfecting for years. Basically, awkward sociopath. Um,
Yeah,
is perfect. And then having Paul Rudd in it, which was just perfect. What I will say is that this is very reminiscent, I guess, and the marketing of the film lended itself to it. Has some kind of callbacks to the film I Love You Man, which also starred Paul Rudd. Is also that until this is the film about how hard it is to have male friends, and but that came about it as, a very much it's based that is a platonic romantic comedy. That is that is what I Love You Man is. I would not call Friendship that at all. It does not give you the uplifting feeling that I Love You Man does. If anything, it gives
yeah,
you the opposite.
yeah. It's a kind of a negative movie. Even by the end of it, it's like, ooh, this is kind of sad.
Absolutely is. I appreciate it more than anything.
Yeah, it
Um,
was unique. It was a unique watch,
because
and I watched it by myself, which felt fitting to not drag a friend to go see that.
yeah,
I don't know. This is
yeah.
a movie's views on friendship, adult friendships.
Too. I saw it with a friend and I felt bad about it.
It's okay. I've been there.
And then my number one film I saw this quarter, and it really is not even close. Sinners.
Yeah, Sinners was, I think, unanimously considered one of the best of the year. Forget about the quarter. Um, Very unique movie, really cool seeing in IMAX. Some of the sequences will blow you away. I believe it's on streaming this week. But yeah, that's also one of my favorites of the year
Yeah,
too.
just it.
Actually, yeah, I would say it's my favorite of the quarter for sure.
Yeah, it did things. I don't know. It's listen, like early in the quarter, everyone was talking about how amazing Sinners is. I don't want to feel like I wouldn't be adding much new to it, but because this thing has been analyzed to death. But gosh, just invest in original stories. Let's stop rebooting things and make original stories happen. Let's do this because this is what it's like historical revisionist history meets musicals meets vampires.
Yeah,
It's incredible.
very original. Like it clearly took inspirations from other existing works, but it told a story entirely of its own, which is really cool. And I also thought You bring up a good point. It's an original movie that people actually showed up to watch, which is cool. Um, and I think that last time we did a quarter roundup, we were talking about movies like Snow White and how we had concerns about like the Q1 was just not quite too good. And I think Q2 starting out with Sinners was a great way to really reassure me that things are going to be okay in the film world. Um, and yeah, I really like Sinners too. I think it's a movie I definitely need to rewatch just to see what I missed and what else there is. But I will instead of going through my just instead of ranking all the movies from the quarter, I'll give you my overall top 10 and bottom 10 and tell you which movies are from this quarter. Um, so at this time, I've seen 78 new releases in 2025.
My God, where do you find the time?
Oh, I find it somehow. But so a lot of these are streaming releases too. Okay, so I'm gonna start out by saying the bottom 10 movies of the year so far. Some of them are from Q1, some are from Q2. And I'll kind of go into it after I go through the list. So number 10 worst, Flight Risk. Mel Gibson's latest film with Mark Wahlberg that I almost forgot came out this year, but yeah, not very good. Uh, Back in Action, not great. I'm glad to see Cameron Diaz in a movie
Yeah.
again, but unfortunately, it's in a mediocre one. But these two I would say are more mediocre than truly bad. They probably won't stay on the worst of the year list as I watch more movies. The next eight though, they may be on the final cut of the list.
Mm, okay.
Next we have Fountain of Youth. I had Apple TV for a bit. I saw a new Guy Ritchie adventure film starring John Krasinski, and I'm like, huh, this could be fun. It is one of the most boring, generic adventure movies I've seen in a long time. Nothing about it made me feel really any fun. Next up is Fear Street Prom Queen. I like the Fear Street trilogy that Netflix did a few years ago. But this is a generic slasher, not very scary, not very funny. A lot of 80s needle drops. That's about it. The movie's pretty bland. Then next up is of course Hurry Up Tomorrow. In no way is this a good film. The albums I like the album Hurry Up Tomorrow. I don't like the movie. Next up is I mentioned this in the last podcast we did Electric State.
Yeah.
Still a really bad movie, still up there for the worst of the year. Number 4 for worst of the year right now. And the next one, Kind of Pregnant, also mentioned in the last podcast. Not good. Amy Schumer comedy. Just
Oh,
um just not a good movie.
that's the Amy Schumer one. Okay.
Yeah. My second worst movie of the year came out in Q1 on streaming, but I had not gotten around to seeing it till Q2, and that is Another Simple Favor. Uh Blake Lively and Anne Hathaway, Anna Kendrick are back. First movie was genuinely a fun one. Did not need a sequel. I think this movie may take the cake for the most boring movie I've watched this year. I struggle to finish this thing. And with all the stuff going on with Blake Lively, it just makes her less likable. And you start to realize she's not that good of an actress when you already don't like her. Um,
Oh, so you're taking a side, huh?
I'm not taking any sides here, but I think a lot of people in that situation are very, very dislikable. And my worst movie of the year so far, this might be a potential hot take because some people like this movie. Um, I don't care for it. Did not care for the source material either, if that helps. But Minecraft movie is the worst movie I've seen this year. I thought it was so bad. Um, the memes were not
Lava
really that.
chicken. Steve's
I mean,
lava chicken. It's tasty as hell.
Chicken Jockey. The amount of disruption this movie caused in the movie theater was really saddening. But I'll give it one thing.
It was really saddening. You're just saying is like I'm sad to see that the only attention that the theater gets is when it's being disrupted by the Minecraft movie.
It's one of the highest earning films of the year, so it may have saved the movie theater, but
That's depressing.
I think it's the worst movie I've seen this year so far. Worst of the quarter, worst of the year. And I'm
Ender
gonna
Pearl.
name, I'll highlight some other movies from the quarter before I get to the best. Let's see. There was a lot of okay stuff. I thought Elio and 28 Years Later were both kind of just okay. I 28 years later seemed to have some fans, but I didn't really see what the fuss was about. Phoenician Scheme also just okay, but I want to highlight some movies. Unexpected Surprise, Karate Kid Legends. Thought it was fun. Thought it was light, sweet movie you could watch with your family. Nothing too crazy, but I liked it. I thought Drop was a good time. A very bonkers, bizarre movie, but a lot of fun.
What was Drop again?
That's the one where she like gets airdropped by some killer, and he's like, "You got
Oh,
to save the
that
world."
one. Okay. Did you wait? Was that good? You
I
like?
liked it. I enjoyed it. I thought it was an entertaining, thriller movie. Clown in the Cornfield, low budget slasher based on a book, but I supported it at an early screening. I liked it. It was fun. I hope to see more. So the Netflix releases have been pretty hit or miss. I thought Tyler Perry's Straw was a very engaging movie. Tr- I don't know if this will happen, Zach, but I think Taraji P. Henson should be in the Oscar conversation when that time comes. She was very good in it. She carried the whole movie. The movie is a bit preachy and a bit, not a bit, it's very unsubtle about its messages, but it's a good film. And it's very much like a modern, I would compare it to like a Dog Day Afternoon, but way more sad and depressing. And I guess Dog Day Afternoon's a better movie, but Straw is, it's about her holding a bank hostage. So like it's a similar concept.
It's
Uh,
hard to see, and I don't know much about the film. It's hard to see a Tyler Perry film would get Oscar buzz.
yeah. I
What
don't
was
think the
the
film
film?
itself should get it, but I do think that her performance should be recognized.
What was the movie that he did last year? The 3-6 or the
It's 6 888,
6 AAA?
right?
That
Something like
got
that.
Tyler Perry, a Tyler Perry's film's first ever Oscar nomination for original song.
Yeah. And this was better than that movie. So I think it should get some love. Materialist, Celine's songs follow up to Past Lives. Not as good as Past Lives, but I think it's a good film. Um, Best soundtrack of the year, I think K-pop Demon Hunters, just bangers on bangers.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Every song is a heater. So I have to highlight that movie. I still think it's like number 2 or 3 on Netflix right now.
I still have to watch it. I've heard. I didn't hear much about it before, which is surprising. Like I'm into
Yeah,
K-pop, so
I think you'd like it.
right.
It's fun.
Okay,
It's a Sony animation film that came out on Netflix.
interesting. I
Um,
do have one question. I want to get your thoughts. So about
sure.
Materialist. I've not seen Materialist yet. I'm still hoping and planning to see it
Mm-hmm.
if it's still in theaters.
It still is, I'm pretty sure.
Okay. When I saw the trailer for this, I'm like, how is this an A24 film? This it looks the least A24 of any A24 film, the trailer. And then I saw, of course, it was directed by Swing Song. I think if you get a breakout A24 film, you're automatically guaranteed another A24 film, more or less.
It's the Ari Aster effect.
No matter no matter what it is, from the outset, I don't think anybody else could have gotten A24 to make that film.
Yeah, and to be fair, I've watched the movie and the trailer is very misleading. Like there are some people who did not like the movie because it's not really a rom-com. Like there is a romance in it. There is a love triangle in it. But it's very serious and like very heavy sometimes.
Okay.
And like people have different interpretations of the ending. Like some people see it as a happy ending, some people see it as like a sad ending. I've seen all kinds of discourse about this movie, and it's not quite what conventional rom-com fans expected. And I think they marketed that way, and so it created a divisive reaction for it.
Okay.
Some other movies I want to highlight. Ballerina. I thought it was a really fun time. Not top tier John Wick, but I enjoyed it. Friendship and Final Destination, both good in different ways. Both good films though, worth recognizing. I'll mention 2 honorable mentions from the quarter. The Ballad of Wallace Island. Very sweet, very heartfelt film. I think it's on Peacock right now. Not many people saw it, but I thought that was a very solid indie movie. And then Thunderbolts. Thunderbolts I thought was Marvel kind of coming back to, solid form. I don't think it's the best Marvel movie ever, but I liked it. It was a good time. Had some good messages in it. And now I will do my current top 10 of the year the same way I did the bottom, and then point out the ones that are from this quarter. So number 10 was on my top 10 last time, still is. My Dead Friend Zoe, still in my top 10. Really good indie film that I really liked.
I enjoyed
Number,
that.
yeah, I watched that one with you too. Number nine, How to Train Your Dragon. I thought it was a really good remake. It's not as good as the original, but I think they kept the story the same, and it was for the best. It was just really fun to revisit that story again in live action form, and it looked really good in IMAX. Number eight, Bring Her Back. Scary movie of by the guys who did Talk to Me, the Philippou brothers. Some reviews tried to convince me that it was a psychological thriller. I took a bunch of friends to see it, and about 45 minutes in, my friend was like, "This is not a psychological thriller. This is like a horror movie. Like this is scary." But it's a banger. If you like horror, it's very mean and it's very violent, but it rocks. I'm so excited to see what these guys keep doing. Scared and excited. Number seven is from Q1, but Magazine Dreams is still, I think, one of the most impressive films I've seen this year. Very. That's my most disturbing movie I've seen this year for sure. Just yeah, uncomfortable watch, but worth watching. Number six, F1. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a blast. I'm a sucker for a big blockbuster. Number five is a movie that I feel like not many people showed up for, which is unfortunate. The Life of Chuck. I thought that was a wonderful film, creative storytelling, and Mike Flanagan just going totally against his typical type of film, which is really cool.
I
Number
didn't see it. I meant to see it. It was such a short window that it was in theaters.
Yeah, it wasn't in theaters very long. I barely caught it. I actually caught Life of Chuck and How to Train Your Dragon on the same day. I did a double feature.
That's right.
And that was a great day because both those movies were awesome.
Interesting thing about Life of Chuck. So it won at the Toronto Film Festival last year. It won the Audience Choice Award, and that award has one of the strongest correlations of getting a Best Picture nomination of any film award there is. And it didn't make last year's, cut for a wide release. So I wonder if with such a short release, I mean, you saw it happen with Sing Sing, you wonder if it'll make it this year. I don't know. Seeing as I've heard nothing about it,
Yeah, they didn't really market it well and didn't show it for very long, but I'm glad I got to catch it. But yeah, Life of Chuck is really good. Number four, Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning. I'm a fan of this franchise, and I'm a defender of this movie. I know it has its critics. Number three is actually Warfare. Warfare was an unpleasant time from start to finish, and I mean that complimentary. It was very immersive into the horror of modern warfare, and I saw it in IMAX, and I thought it was an unforgettable movie. I don't think it's a pro-war movie at all. I think anyone who thinks that has not watched it. Um, Number two, or also my number two is the best of the quarter, Sinners. What else can we say about Sinners that hasn't already been said online by somebody else? Just a great original piece of cinema. And number one is still the Bollywood movie that I mentioned last time, Superboys of Malegaon, now on Amazon Prime. You can watch it. It's about these villagers who decide to become filmmakers, and I think that resonates with me on a personal level, and I just think it might stay number one. I don't know if it will, but it is for now.
yeah, I saw that on Prime. Like I saw it, well, like I have it on my list. I still want to watch it, especially since you said since you gave it 5 stars and said it's the best movie of the year. And I know you're coming at it from a personal angle because obviously, but
Right. I don't know if it'll be a 5-star movie for everyone, but for me, it's a 5-star movie.
well, I definitely want to check it out.
Yeah. So overall, good quarter. I'm excited for what's next too. But yeah, I'm very satisfied with the movies we've gotten. There have been some disappointments here and there, but I think overall, good season. I mean, not good season, good quarter.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like the first quarters of the year is usually not great, but last quarter just seemed it had a bunch of disappointments.
Yeah,
And this one, not
yeah,
so much.
for sure. And I think, let's see, January is usually where they dump a lot of really bad movies. I don't think we had anything spectacularly bad in the beginning of the year, like compared to usual.
Like we didn't really have like a Madam Web or something.
Yeah, no, Madam Web was really bad. And I can look at some movies that are coming up in the upcoming quarter, if that works.
Yeah.
Cool. So one movie that I haven't seen for this quarter yet, I'm actually seeing it tonight, is Megan 2.0. That came out June 27th, but haven't got around to seeing it yet. I didn't know how I felt about a sequel to that movie. I don't know if it was fully necessary, but I'll go enjoy it for what it is. Superman comes out at the time of this recording this weekend. Very optimistic about that. I Know What You Did Last Summer. That's coming out the same weekend as Eddington, and
Eddington, I really want to see Eddington. That
the
one I'm very
same
excited
weekend
about.
as Smurfs, which
Smurfs.
the main marketing push for that movie is Rihanna is Smurfette.
See, I did not know it was called Smurfs. I just thought it was called Smurfette because it is literally just Rihanna is Smurfette. You would think if they have one celebrity and then the name of the character, Rihanna is Smurfette, I would think it's called Smurfette. But as you were saying, wait, there's like other people in it, right?
Yeah, there's several like big name actors in it. Like John Goodman's in it. I think Nick Offerman's in it, something like that. Like it has a lot of people in it.
Well, then
You
why
know,
is Rihanna the only one on the poster? Who is
well,
this?
Rihanna made a song for it, but that's about all I know about it. I probably will skip that one. I don't think I could bring myself to watch Smurfs in the theater, even though I watch almost everything.
But Yash, Rihanna is Smurfette.
Is Rihanna really known for her voice acting? So like, why are they pushing her so much?
Known for acting. I remember her. Oh wait, did she voice
She
act
was,
like the movie Home?
I think so. I didn't watch that either.
Yeah, she was in Home, and she, of course, legendary. I think we all know her from Battleship.
Well, yeah, I remember her in Battleship. Trust me, I watched that movie.
Rihanna is Smurfette. That is just that's got to be. I don't care what good movies come out in Q3. If you were to sum up Q3 2025 in one phrase, it'd be Rihanna is Smurfette.
Yep. And then since you brought up Battleship, I'm just gonna go out and say it. I liked that movie a lot when I was younger. It was a good time
I never saw it.
for a movie that was, you know, reimagining of a board game. It was more fun than it had any right to be. And they play Battleship for real in one scene. Like they can't see the opponent. So like I was like, there we go. Fun movie. Maybe it hasn't aged well. I haven't watched it in over a decade, but I liked it when I saw it. Some other big ones. So Q3 would be July 1st till end of September, right?
So that's really when we talk about summer. When we talk about summer, that really is.
Yeah, it's really the summer season that's in full swing. The Fantastic Four is another one that's coming out in a couple weeks. The Bad Guys 2, DreamWorks' animated film. I think the first movie is pretty decent. It's a fun one. I don't know how the second one will be, but I'm not too optimistic about it.
I see that thing getting marketed a lot more than I feel like it has any business to.
Well, it's DreamWorks, so they have a budget for that.
Yeah, I guess.
And speaking of animated marketing, Elio was not marketed at all, and it was a box office bomb.
How is the Bad Guys 2 getting more marketing than Elio?
Well, none of them are getting as much marketing as Smurfs. I'll tell you that much.
Rihanna is Smurfette.
Rihanna Smurfette. The Naked Gun reboot comes out this summer as well.
So, Naked Gun, since I was a kid, okay, I loved Naked Gun as a kid. I still do. Since I was a kid, I've been dreaming about. I really hope they remake Naked Gun. And of course, when Leslie Nielsen died, I'm like, well, I was hoping he'd be in it. But now, I never dreamed that Liam Neeson would be would
Yeah,
be
as his
Naked
son.
Gun.
This makes it so
But
much funnier.
I have really mixed feelings about this. I don't know. I'm worried it's gonna be I'm worried it's gonna be bad on the level of like a not even scary movie, but like those scary movie, like those knockoff scary movies. I don't know why it's given me just that kind of aura because I think you can do parody because Naked Gun at its heart is slapstick. And it's parody too, but it's slapstick. It's rapid fire joke slapstick and you've got to be really good at it. and I really hope that they are, that this is.
Yeah. I'm a fan of the Naked Gun series, and I will say, I just think it's a movie we should watch with Max.
I agree. He would love it. He would love it.
Based on the trailer, I feel like that's the optimal viewing experience for that film.
We would all love it.
Okay, so next we have Together, Alison Brie and Dave Franco's new body horror film.
Some scandal behind that. Enlighten us.
Yeah, there is a scandal behind it, but there's a lot of updates since I last spoke to you about it. So there's a filmmaker who claims it is they plagiarized his indie movie, but the director has since spoken out saying that that is not the case, and the entire team for the film is saying the lawsuit has like no grounds. So we'll see what happens. I'll watch it, because if they're claiming it's original, I'll take their word for it. But yeah, there is some. That one is a bit. I was a bit soured by it at first when I first heard that news. Keeping the nostalgia train going, Freakier Friday on August 8th weekend. I think that movie will do well with the family audiences, and it pairs well with the other big movie that weekend, Weapons, Zach Krager's new film.
Ooh,
Probably my most anticipated of the Q3, if I'm being honest, is Weapons.
really? I still have yet to see Barbarian.
Ooh, Barbarian is a good film. It's a lot of fun. Watch it with a group of friends.
Okay, I need to get a group of friends together to watch Barbarian.
Yeah, because it's horror, but like there's elements of like dark comedy. There's like it's a fun movie. You should watch it.
Okay.
Um, there's a sequel to Nobody 2. I feel particularly underwhelmed by that. I don't think I like that movie enough to care about a sequel. I'll probably watch it.
I was asking
Um,
for that.
but yeah, I don't know what the audience was for that. That was a movie that came out during COVID or near COVID, 2021. So it was
Yeah.
still before we were fully back in the theater.
I mean, I saw the trailer. It looks fun.
It looks fun. Bob Odenkirk's in it, so I mean that helps.
I mean, he gets he fights crime on family vacation. I mean, that's pretty sick.
Yeah. I'm seeing a few like more wide releases for some festival movies, like Highest to Lowest, Spike
Ooh.
Lee's High and Low remake. Um, I will watch that cautiously. I love High and Low. Let's see how he does it this time around.
He doesn't always succeed when he's remaking things because he remade Old Boy. He remade Old Boy, which
Mm.
wasn't good, and then he did a remake, not a remake, more of a well, he did an adaptation of one of the oldest plays of all time. I'm forgetting the exact name of the play, but it's like the one where in ancient Greece, women like old out sex, basically with old sex, and it basically stops fighting.
With
And
Chirac?
yeah, that's Chirac. So it was based on
Yeah.
a basically 5,000-year-old
Mm.
play. And
Yeah, I didn't like that movie.
I saw it on a plane. It was weird.
I saw it at an Aggie Cinema screening. Shout out Aggie Cinema.
We chose Chirac?
Yeah, we showed Chirac and there was a panel after it. I wasn't an exec at that time, I don't think. It was a while back.
Yeah, I wasn't around.
But yeah, it was before you had joined, I think. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, it was 2015 film, so it was a while back.
Yeah.
But yeah, that we did show that on campus.
But
Um,
but anyway, about Spike Lee, his track record of adaptations is not good. So
yeah, I like seeing more original stuff from him,
yeah.
generally. There's a movie called Splitsville. I've seen the trailer for that a few times. That looks interesting.
What is it?
Some kind of like romantic comedy, but like it looks kind of like more on the comedy side,
Okay.
dramedy side almost. I saw a trailer for it before. I think Materialists. One movie that looks interesting that comes out this next quarter is The Roses.
That does that's also an adaptation.
Mm-hmm.
Or The
The
Roses, which is a famous kind of I can't remember if that's like a I guess that's kind of a comedy too, but
Yeah, it looks like it has a comedic side to it.
yeah.
Um, let's see some other movies I'm excited for. The Long Walk looks promising. Francis Lawrence's new film with Stephen King adaptation. I haven't seen This Is Spinal Tap, but there's a sequel to that coming out in September.
Oh, you should definitely watch the Spinal Tap before.
I think it's playing in theaters right now. Actually, might maybe have to go check that out.
Is this Spinal Tap is playing in theaters?
Yeah, for the 41st anniversary. I don't know what the significance of that is in the movie. Maybe there's something that I don't know
Oh,
about, but
well, there's a very frequent thing that's like, that makes sense because they have amps that go up to 11. Like it makes it louder, even though it doesn't make it
mm,
louder. They go up
uh,
to 11, so having one off is actually
okay.
perfect.
Yeah, maybe I'll have to give that a watch. I mean,
I'm
it
checking it.
looks like Rob Reiner is directing the sequel too. So,
Check.
which frankly, I didn't know if he was still around or not.
Oh, yes.
So that's cool. It's cool that he's still making movies.
Oh, it's a Fathom event. Holy crap!
Yeah, you gotta pay for it. I think that's probably why I didn't go. Also in September we have a Jordan Peele produced horror film, Him.
I don't know how
Cur-
that looks.
yeah, I mean it didn't draw me in, but it's Jordan Peele backed it. It must be something about it. We have PTA's new film, One Battle After Another, in late
I'm excited
September
about that one.
with Leo. We have a sequel to the reboot of The Strangers. Not optimistic, but I'll watch it. Um, and then that's about it, I think, in terms of new films coming out in Q3. Oh, there's also a Conjuring movie, but I'm not really a Conjuring watcher. I like the first movie. That's about all. So yeah, optimistic about what's to come, and that's really all I have to say about this quarter. Did you have anything else?
I haven't really been. No, I don't really have anything else. I think this next month, that you said, there's a lot of like blockbusters coming out, like Superman
Hmm.
primarily.
Yeah, July.
Those and did you see the new Jurassic Park?
I did. I just saw it last night. I thought it was okay.
Okay.
Basically, how I felt about the last few, I felt about this movie. I like them. I think they're one-time watches. Um, some people were telling me this one's way, way better than the last two. I don't agree. I think it's about on par with the last few. But it reminded me a lot of Jurassic Park 3 in terms of the plot. They go to an island and survive, and they have a task. Um, yeah, it was okay. Some of my friends who are fans of the franchise really liked it, so there's an audience for it. It's more of a monster movie than the other few,
Good.
than the last few.
Okay, so we've already established what's coming up in Q3. What are you the most excited for, Yash,
In Q3 or just in general?
in Q3?
Q3, I would have to say Superman and Weapons are the two to look out for.
Yeah.
But I'll give you even more than that. Let's see. So those are two that I'm really excited for. And I will say I'm also really curious about The Long Walk and also the PTA film. Those are probably the four. And one film that's not new, apparently they're re-releasing an extended cut of Spider-Man 2 on September 26th. I'm really excited to potentially see that as well.
Okay.
It's called Spider-Man 2.1. So I'm definitely going to try and watch that as well. Someone who's just a fan of that movie.
Nice.
I want to say I'm excited for Fantastic Four, but I don't know. There's a lot of Marvel fatigue, and it hasn't really gone away just because Thunderbolts was good. I'm
Yeah.
more excited about what DC's doing. I want to see what James Gunn does with Superman more than anything else in the comic book front.
I'm actually more excited about the new Fantastic Four, which is weird. But
I'm
like,
excited for it. I don't know. I'm not like crazy excited for it.
I think just kind of like the retro element is getting me. Like I like it that it's it's back in time and it
Yeah, it's a different timeline too. So I mean, there's potential to just go crazy with it.
seems very exciting. Um, I think I'm more excited for that. I'm most excited for One Battle After Another, the PTA, and I'm excited for Eddington. That one
Eddington
is
as well. Eddington, I'm looking forward to that. And then I'm also interested in. I think I know what you did last summer will be fun. I think we always need one slasher with hot people every year. That's just like a staple
yeah,
in Hollywood.
yeah. The one thing about Eddington that excites me is that it's the first ever COVID era period piece. Think about that. That is it's like one of the first ones that like I mean we've had movies since then that have touched on COVID, but the kind of hysteria we were in, the the kind of things we were feeling, especially the political polarization we were in. This is like it's going to be captured in this film. And I think it's going to do a pretty good job at conveying that from what it looks. So I'm excited about
Yeah.
it.
And also, I'm excited for Eddington just because it's Ari Aster going against his type. Like he said, I want to do more than just make horror movies, which I think will be interesting to see. Because Beau is Afraid, you could say it's not a horror movie. There's a lot of horror elements in it, though. I think this is the first time where he's doing a movie that's totally different from like something like Hereditary or other films he's worked on, which is exciting. I'll definitely watch it and see what I think. But yeah, I'm excited for those. All right, so we have reached the end of today's discussion on our Q2 roundup, and we wanted to give all of you a big thanks for listening. If you enjoy our show, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel or leave us a review or rating on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And you can stay up to date with new episodes by giving us a follow on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter/X, and support our show by checking out available merch linked to all of our social media. And we hope you tune in next time.